Hello, I'm Goosebucket and welcome to the first in a series I am thinking of calling Goose Rants or Minecraft Rants. I'm not particularly certain, I'm still workshopping it, but I will pick a title eventually. I have been wanting to take a little moment for a while to discuss PvP because a lot of my close friends that I have made online through Morkef Hardcore are very into PvP. And while I'm not super into PvP myself just yet, from what I've observed, they're halfway decent at the very least. Some of them may be even better than that. But I don't have much of a point of reference. They are in a very small sample of PvP friends that I have out of the population that is PvP players. So, who am I to say? And that's kind of where I am stuck at the minute, is I am trying to enter into PvP related conversations because I think, especially at the moment, with I don't know a whole lot about the Marlow situation, but I'm aware it's on the horizon. But I'm also just aware that a lot of sexism in video games has been prevalent just in general, especially in Minecraft PvP spaces. And, you know, as one of the few women on Morkef Hardcore, I would like to try and use that position to do a little bit of good and advocate for women in PvP spaces. But this kind of brings me to my problem. That problem being that I am not a PvP player. Not very. I'm trying to learn, but I don't know a lot about it. So I don't really have the knowledge or authority or wisdom to speak on this matter. So, one of my options is I can become a PvP player. I can learn PvP, I can dedicate the time to figuring out PvP. But at the moment, from what I've observed just from watching my friends engage with the PvP community, I don't know if it's a community that I want to invest that kind of effort into. Because from what I can gather so far, it just seems generally toxic. Not specifically toxic to women, I would probably still argue that it is likely to be worse towards women, but it just seems like it's an awful atmosphere to enter into in general. I mean, gaming as a whole is supposed to be about play. It's supposed to be about fun. So to go in and learn PvP and get the skills for that and to practice that to the point where I can feel like I have the authority to speak on these kinds of issues, I have to go dedicate a lot of my time into sitting there, fighting people, and being matched against opponent after opponent after opponent. And based off what I have seen from my friends' experiences, these are people who are going to call me bad or call me names or make accusations against me to try and tear me down, especially since I'm trying to become a Minecraft YouTuber, which doesn't have a particularly good reputation these days. And then there's the added fact that I am a woman. And the stereotype is that women are bad at games. Which why? You sit in a chair and press buttons while looking at a screen. There is no reason why women should be considered worse at gaming. Statistically, are we less common on leaderboards and stuff? Maybe. But also maybe that's because some of us don't want to sell our souls to trash talk and endless practice so we can feel better about video game abilities. Look, basically what I'm trying to get at is I am trying to carve a name for myself in the Minecraft YouTuber space, and therefore I would like to become more well-rounded in the different aspects that the game has to offer. And I would like to be part of the developing representation for girls playing Minecraft, especially younger girls. So I would like to improve. And I would be interested in improving if it weren't for the fact that I am worried about subjecting myself, because I'll admit I can be a bit sensitive, to an environment that just by default seems to be very toxic. I've watched a couple other video essays from women on kind of this whole situation. Common arguments I will see is that the community is just toxic all around. And honestly, from what I've seen so far, I would agree with that. I am worried that trying to enter into the PvP community as a woman specifically is going to be a worse experience on top of that. And I don't know yet if I am ready to justify going through all the effort to be better at a skill is going to be worth exposing myself to that toxicity. I 100% believe that there needs to be more representation of women in gaming, and you know, especially in like gaming spaces with like combat mechanics involved. But I'm trying to figure out if I am right for that, if I want to do that, if I want to prove myself in that area. And so I've talked to a couple of my friends about this who do PvP, and from them I've gotten some more food for thought, but I haven't gotten an answer for myself, and I think ultimately that answer will have to come from me. I don't think I can get that from other people. I think it would be silly to try and get it from other people, but I want some more outside opinions. So if there are PvP players watching this, or people who are interested in starting to learn PvP, or just women who have been in competitive gaming spaces in general, or people who have been in competitive gaming spaces in general, heck, I'm not discriminating here. What is the appeal of it for you? Do you find it difficult? And what makes it worth it for you to stay in a space if it does end up getting toxic? And would you say at the moment the exposure to toxicity is worth it for, I don't know what people really get into PvP for. I think for me it would be a brief cinematic moment of glory, especially since I'm trying to get into it for like YouTube reasons and stuff. You know, I've got friends who are trying to make PvP videos and stuff, and you know, I want to be able to have like some cool superhero shots. You know, I'll be honest. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind looking cool, but I don't know if it's worth the work trying to get to that point yet. And I would like to know if other people think it's worth it. I would like a greater variety of opinions and perspectives compared to the very small database I have at the moment. I would like to have more of a conversation about this. I would like to have a conversation with my viewers and subscribers to see if they'd be interested in me maybe trying my hand at some more PvP related things, or if they're perfectly happy with what I do at the minute. Would they be interested in watching me going on that kind of journey, or would they be more interested in me just going building? I don't know. This is all so new to me, and I feel like with every conversation I have about PvP so far, I am getting half of the picture. Because I see some moments where I'm like, that looks like fun. And that looks exhilarating, and that looks like it would really boost my confidence to be able to do those kind of things as well. But then on the other hand, I'm like, that looks like the worst use of spare time I think I have ever seen. I think I would rather do anything else than have to listen to, like, or read comments from people going, "You're bad." You know, that one specifically gets to me. Like, especially since a lot of my friends will get that comment after they have beaten the person. Like, obviously they're not bad if they've beaten you. And I get that it's probably people trolling, but it's just the most stupid thing. Like, come on. You've got the whole world of creative insults, and you go for "you're bad." Really? Is that the best we can do? So, well, yeah, I guess there you have it. Thank you for listening to my goose talk. That's it. That's what I'm gonna call this series. I'm calling this Goose Talks. Yes. Thank you for listening to my goose talk. Yes, this is the branding we are going with now. Wonderful. Yeah, please have a conversation with me in the comments about this, because I want to have these conversations, and I want to see what the appeal is for different people, and I want to see if the toxicity is a general experience from people, and maybe also get some more ladies in my subscribers, because I don't have very many. Thank you so much. I will see you next time.